All right, good evening, everyone. How are we doing?
Hey, good evening. It's Captain Riley Hong.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time today. So, cool. Amir is here. We don't have anything on the agenda other than our public safety report from you all. So I'll just give it just a few more moments for Fiona to join us. And then, yeah, if you could just run through the basic stats, that would be great.
How's it going, Lieutenant Miller and Commissioner Bowles?
Good. It's hot out there. Okay, and I see Fiona is here. So yeah, let's call this meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaber Bowles, and I'm the ANC Commissioner for ANC 1C07 and the current chair of the ABC and Public Safety Committee. And tonight we are joined with our folks from MPD 3D. But first I would like to introduce the other commissioners on our committee, and as well as an additional commissioner who has joined us today. So if you could all introduce yourselves, starting with Ms. Clem, or Commissioner Clem, that'd be great.
Hello, thank you. For some reason, you probably can't see me. Anyway, I'm trying to set up my new computer. Hello, everyone. Fiona Clem, 1C08. I'm in the southeast corner of Adams Morgan. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Clem. Chairman Arani.
Hey, everyone. I'm Mary Ronnie, representing 1C01. That's the southwest corner of Adams Morgan.
Thank you. And Commissioner Golds, who is not on the commission, but of course we welcome you today. Would you mind doing a brief introduction?
Not at all. I finished chewing just in time. Thank you, Chair Bowles. I am Zach Gold. I'm Commissioner for 1C05 in the northeast corner of the neighborhood. That is Harvard Street and the northeast corner of Columbia Road.
Great, thank you. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the business here. We have Lieutenant Curtis Miller, as well as Captain Riley Hong here with us. Yeah, gentlemen, if you wouldn't mind kicking us off, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Hi, this is Captain Riley Hong. It's good to be here with you guys. Just a short introduction. I was Sergeant and Lieutenant in 3rd District. Temporarily, I was stationed at headquarters, but I'm back with Sector 3 as the sector captain. And we also have Lieutenant Curtis Miller, who's been mainly handling the meetings, and he's very knowledgeable and a great person to have. But I have the stats for, so what I tried to do was I tried to go month by month. It'll help us, I guess, keep track. So this stat is going to be for the month of May from the 1st to the 31st for PSA 303. Overall, total crime has increased from this time last year. That's a trend that we see everywhere because of the COVID restrictions, and last year is just an anomaly. So total crime increased from 35 to 52. Of that, in that month, violent crime increased from 1 to 3. It's an increase of 2. We had one sex abuse case and 2 robberies. For property crimes, we went from 34 to 49, and burglary saw an increase from 1 to 4. We had a decrease in theft from autos. Other thefts, which include thefts of stores or package thefts, increased from 23 to 29. We had motor vehicle thefts go from 2 to 9, And motor vehicle thefts is something that we have seen ever since the COVID restrictions, because there are more delivery drivers, people picking up food, and a lot of the trend seems to be people leaving their car running to run in, grab some food or a delivery, or to drop off a delivery, and when they come out, the vehicle's gone. So that's the trend that we've been trying to combat with more education, trying to work with the businesses, and also putting out information at gas stations in some areas. Other than that, I have some details about the major crimes, the robbery, the burglary, and the sex abuse. There's no real details about the sex abuse, except that it's closed with an arrest. And that occurred on May 22nd, 8:46 in the morning in the 2900 block of Adams Mill Road, Northwest. So that was closed by arrest. We had two robberies, May 23rd at 9:15 a.m. in the 1700 block of Columbia Road, Northwest. It was a robbery of an establishment with a knife involved, where the suspect had a knife, walked around the counter, and stole 20 boxes of Newport cigarettes. That's being actively investigated by detectives. And we had on May 14th at 6:28 p.m. in the 2400 block of 16th Street Northwest, we had a robbery, force and violence in a domestic relationship. So the suspect is known, and detectives will be pursuing warrants for that suspect. But the suspect assaulted the victim, then grabbed her purse and fled. For the burglaries, we had two on May 15th in the same apartment building. It was neighboring apartments. It was in the 2000 block of Columbia Road Northwest. They were both unoccupied at the time. Both victims had left earlier that day and came back in the evening to find that their apartment had been burglarized and multiple items had been taken. And in one, the front door had been forced open. And on May 15th, also at 7 p.m. to in between 7 p.m. and 8:40 p.m. In the 2000 block of Kalorama Road Northwest, we had a victim return to an unoccupied home, found the front door unlocked, and the apartment burglarized. Multiple items were taken. These are all open cases. And May 7th at 9:35 p.m., we had in the 1700 block of Kalorama Road Northwest, a suspect shattered the glass window of a business and fled with an empty cash register drawer. And there was some witnesses that called in some information, so that's being investigated as well. That covers all the major crimes.
Great, thank you. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioners Clem and Arani and Commissioner Cole.
Thank you for the update. Yes, I don't have any questions at this time either. Well, I guess I do have a question. Cupid Cleaners, so you don't have any suspects in that case? 1700 block of Kalorama Road.
I would have to follow up with the detectives. They do have physical descriptions, and depending on the video footage that they're able to obtain, if we do have video footage, then it will be distributed to our members so that we can be on the lookout for the suspect.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Captain Hong. Do you have any advice, given the uptick in crime? Do you have any advice for members of the community? What can be done?
Sure. The biggest crime that we're trying to educate on, as I mentioned before, has been the motor vehicle thefts. It can be easily prevented. And the thing with the motor vehicle thefts is that a lot of times the vehicle may be used in the commission of other more violent crimes. So if we can have residents, visitors, ride share drivers, delivery persons, businesses, if we can just increase that awareness that even if you're planning on running in for just a minute to pick something up and come out, what we've seen is it's been happening where as soon as there's an opportunity, somebody just jumps in, drives off. So that would be the biggest education portion, I would say. For the burglaries, to ensure that all windows and doors are locked, because sometimes a lot of the burglaries have no forced entry where people will leave a window unsecured, or a lot of times it's like a second floor window where the window's left open with the screen intact. And what we found multiple times is that they will either they'll put up a ladder or find a way to gain access to the window. They'll either remove the screen or they'll cut open an opening into the screen, and that's how they'll gain entry. So if all doors and windows could be secured. And also, we do have the camera rebate program. So if anybody that does not have a security camera system at their residence, they can go to the MPD website, mpdc.dc.gov, and get information on the camera rebate program. And they could get a camera system set up for their residents, which could help deter because it's visible. And if a crime does occur, then it also helps our investigators to close out the case.
Great. Thank you for that information. The camera rebate program is a helpful one. That has been running a little bit for a little bit of time. And did you give the URL? I was just looking for that again.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually look it up real quick.
And Commissioner Arani, maybe that's something we could just add to the website as like a, hey, make sure to check out this rebate program. I know we do that for a few other things, but this might make sense since there's funding for it now. Captain Hong, I can just for homework, just source it and send it to our webmaster.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, if there's any additional information, feel free to send it over my way.
Sure.
Commissioner Gold, do you have any questions or comments?
Sure. Thank you, Captain Hong. Just really quickly, I had read in the Post that the Adams Mills sexual assault incident was first responded to, or there's some partial response from the Smithsonian Zoo police. And so just given that, I was wondering if you could speak to the communication and relationship that you have here in the district with the zoo police and of course with the park police in Rock Creek Park. Thank you.
Sure. Excuse me. Anytime that the jurisdiction or the initial call comes out on a certain location, the dispatchers at the Office of Unified Communication, they'll see which jurisdiction it falls on and will forward it to them initially. However, if further investigation or interview determines that it occurred in another location, the jurisdiction there will be contacted, and we will usually, in that case, send a unit. They'll meet the victim and the initial response unit, and they'll take over the investigation once the initial officers get the information and take down the information. They'll make the appropriate notifications to the investigators who will respond and handle the rest of the investigation.
Thank you. And of course, I'm glad that that arrest occurred so quickly after the incident.
Okay. All right. Well, if there are any questions or comments from the two participants, Mr. Brian Barry from the BID and or President Nick Rowland from RCNA, if you have questions or anything, feel free to raise your hand and we can promote you and or type it into the chat. But otherwise, I think we have a pretty quick meeting.
Hey, Japer, I just wanted to ask Captain Hong, is the camera rebate program available for renters?
I would have to look into that. I would imagine that it would just be a simple request for the renters to contact the owners to have it installed. However, I will look into that and find out if the renters themselves could request it. And one question I would have about that is if they request it, what happens to the equipment once their lease ends? So I would imagine it may fall more on the owner.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no other questions, I think this was quite the informative and short meeting. So thank you so much for your time, everyone, and we'll